Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I want to take you all through a step-by-step guide that you can follow to take care of your jewelry at home. Today I'm going to highlight some misconceptions people have when it comes to caring for your jewelry, a few tips and tricks you can all use to maintain that shine that we all love, and some advice when it comes to how often you should be getting your jewelry professionally cleaned and checked, just to be sure that all the stones are secure if you have any. Guys, so if you want to stay up to date with all this information that I have to share with you, hit the follow, hit the notification, and come with me and let's get into this video. The misconceptions of cleaning jewelry. When it comes to DIY ways of cleaning jewelry at home, I've heard it all, from gin to vodka to even toothpaste. I've even heard boiling your chains and rings in a pot like it's an egg.
When we come in, no, never.
Please don't do any of this. This can damage your precious items. Have you ever spilt vodka, for instance, or any kind of gin on a surface, and once it dries it leaves a sticky residue? This is exactly what it's going to leave on your precious metals. If you were to boil semi-precious stones, you could run a risk of damaging them. If you were to take stones out of hot water and then run it under cold, you could shock the stone and cause it to crack. All these little things you need to be cautious of when it comes to cleaning your jewelry. This is why you only need 4 things that are commonly found in your home to clean any item of jewelry. Now, one thing you do want to make sure of is that the water isn't fresh off the boil. If you can't hold your hand in it, it's too hot. So, you pour the water in the bowl. What you're going to want to do is get your fairy liquid, squirt a good amount in there, get your toothbrush, pop that in the water, give it a good stir, and I'm going to leave that for about 5 minutes so the bristles can soften up. So I have 3 rings here, all sapphire and diamonds. I've got a blue sapphire and diamond ring. I've got 2 natural yellow sapphire and diamond rings. Now I'm going to put these in the bowl with the hot water along with the toothbrush, and I'm going to let all the dirt and the build-up that's collected on the underside of the rings to soften up along with the toothbrush in this water. I'm now going to allow this all to soak in there for about 10 or so minutes. So it's been about 10 minutes and we're going to go and start giving these a bit of a scrub. So you get your toothbrush, pick up one of the rings, and if you have a look, what I'm doing is I'm working the toothbrush around the stones, around the top side, and you especially want to get on the underside. So what we're trying to do is dislodge all of that dirt that's covering up the stones and blocking the light from being able to shine, so they can really show their true glory and colour. I mean, look at that, it's disgusting. It's a beautiful ring, but what's happened to it is disgusting. It's a shame. It's a shame to have, a piece of jewelry looking as dirty as this. Nothing to be ashamed of, but it's a shame. So don't be afraid to hit that with a toothbrush and some fairy liquid. I mean, already it's looking so much better. Oh, look at that. What I'm going to do with each one of these pieces is give it a good rinse under hot water. And there you have it. 3 rings perfectly cleaned. Now, all you need to do once you grab it out of the water, give it a little wipe with a dry cloth, or alternatively, what you could also do is get a hairdryer and hold it on the stones for a few minutes just to get those stones dried so it avoids any risk of having watermarks left. Now you can clean your jewelry every couple of weeks or as needed, but remember there is a difference between cleaning and polishing. When you do want to get your jewelry polished, I recommend you go and see a trusted professional. Now I say this because what the polishing process consists of is removing a thin layer of metal around the outside of the jewelry, which is going to remove any dents, any scratches, any kind of plating you may have on. And this is done to prepare it for the polishing process. Once all the scratches and all the damaged parts of the jewelry have been removed, we then go through the process of actually polishing it. And this is what gives it that luster finish, hence why we can't do it at home, but you have to give it to a professional to be done. Okay guys, follow me over to the workshop. I'm going to show you how I would polish these rings. Now all the dents and all the scratches are removed from the back of the ring, let's get on to polishing. What I'm using in the first stage of the polishing process is called Tripoli. This is going to remove any kind of scratches left over from the filing process and ready the ring for the next stage, which is going to be the vert. The first lot of Tripoli needs to be removed before I can go on to the second stage to avoid cross-contamination. So off to the ultrasonic. So the next and final stage in the process of this polishing is vert. I'm going to use this to give it that nice bright finish. So for any of you jewelers out there, one thing you want to be careful of are these strands that are sticking out of your mop. Now you want to make sure you burn these off before you do any kind of polishing, because these will leave streak lines in the metal when you're trying to give it that bright finish. So I'm going to go down to the bench, burn these off, and I'll come back to the mop and finish off that ring. Now give it a good pat down make sure it's all out, there's nothing else burning, because if you was to put this on the mop and it was to spin, what I'd be doing then is feeding it oxygen and it's just gonna catch a light. So make sure it's all patted down and we're good to take it back to the mop. Okay, now that's all done, straight into the ultrasonic. So for polishing and detailed checkups, I recommend you go and see a professional at least once a year. This way they'll be able to identify any loose stones or dislodged settings. Much like you'd get an MOT for your car, you want to make sure you have regular checkups for your jewellery. If you can't make it out to a professional jeweller's to have your items polished, what I would recommend is you get one of these three things. For silver items, to avoid any kind of tarnishing, I'd recommend Goddard's Silver Dip. For any articles of platinum and gold, I'd recommend a gold cloth. You can get this anywhere online. It's just going to be a cloth that you use to rub over the surface of the metal and it's just going to brighten it up. If it's for silver, again, you can get a specialized silver cloth that will do exactly the same thing. And this is just going to add an extra shine to your jewelry, and it's something that I use regularly as well myself. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That wraps it up for today's video. I hope you found these tips helpful. Remember, take care of your jewelry. This not only maintains its beauty, but also helps retain its value. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit it with a like, click that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.